Are you dating someone you like, but you worry that he might be playing you or even using you? Do you question whether you're overthinking things and need more confirmation? Well, stay tuned because in this video, you're going to learn the top 10 signs that you're being played. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy together. So if you want to make your love life the best part of your life, then start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. On to the top 10 signs that you're being played. The popular saying, love is blind, refers to how falling in love affects your judgment. In other words, if you are falling in love, it's easy to miss or overlook many of your partner's flaws. And while it might be obvious to your friends and family, when you really want a person, it can be very difficult to recognize and accept the fact that your partner might be playing you or even using you. Don't let that happen to you. It will only result in heartache and pain. So if you recognize these top 10 signs, it's time for you to rethink your relationship. Number 10, he doesn't make plans or commitments with you. In other words, he only has time for you last minute. So he tells you he wants to see you, but he's always busy with work or school or family. Now, those are all great reasons, but if he only has time late at night or on certain days of the week without explanation, something is wrong. And oftentimes he will have plenty of time to see you to be physically intimate, just no time to spend with you before or after. I just want you to remember this. No matter how busy a person is, if you or your relationship is important and a high priority, he will find the time or he will make the time for you. If he doesn't make the time, then he's not making your relationship a priority. Number 9, he doesn't initiate communications or consistently return your calls or texts. Okay, this one might be obvious. When a man is excited about you, he's eager to stay in touch and communicate with you. And he should be initiating most of the communication. He should be the one who sends you good morning texts. He should be restarting text communications that have ended. He should be texting you to say hi. And that should be happening 80% of the time ideally, but 50% of the time at the very least. But most important, when he receives a new text or call, he promptly returns the message. And I'm not suggesting that someone has to return your calls or texts within a particular time frame, but he should be responding within a reasonable time. Now, depending on his job or other responsibilities, he might not be able to respond for hours at a time. But if it takes him 24 hours or more to respond, something is not right. And when he does take that long to respond, does he give you a lame excuse like, oh, sorry, I just saw this? If you get that type of text message from a man, there's a 99.9% chance that he's lying to you. I understand that people are not always able to respond to text messages immediately. However, why not just say, sorry, I was busy and then I forgot to text you back? Or perhaps he was interrupted and then forgot to text you back. My point is, if that a man is interested and likes you, he's going to be checking his phone more frequently so that he doesn't miss any communication or text from you. If he responds to your text message after a few days and says, sorry, I just saw this, yeah, that's just a lie and he doesn't even deserve a response from you. Number 8, he's a master of excuses. When he does make plans with you, he often cancels them last minute with excuses. He had to work late or he forgot about a thing he already had scheduled. Look, life happens. Things come up and sometimes we really have to cancel plans last minute. But when a person is serious about you, they want to reschedule and they want to make sure that you know that they're sorry. They will also want to confirm a time to reschedule. Now, if this happens one time, it's probably not a big deal. However, if he cancels more than he shows up, then you know there's a problem. Number 7, he's keeping your relationship a secret. Does the man you're dating avoid posting photos of the two of you together? Is he otherwise active on social media? I mean, is he constantly updating Instagram or Facebook and posting photos with friends? Do you feel like you're the only one who doesn't get any love on his social media accounts? If yes, have you two discussed this? See, new couples who are excited about a future together usually want to share their happiness with friends and family. If that's not happening in your situation, you should certainly ask why. The second part of this one, he doesn't take you out in public. This is another huge red flag. Does he always want to stay in or does he just want to come over to your place and hang out? This doesn't just happen once, it happens over and over. And when you ask about it, he gives you lame excuses for why he can't go out with you. He doesn't have the money or he's tired. But the real reason, he either doesn't want to put in the effort or he's keeping your relationship a secret. Number 6, he's only nice when he wants something from you. Is he only nice when he knows that he'll be able to get something out of it? Is he nice when he knows that being nice to you is going to benefit him in some way? Or is he nice to you when he wants to hook up for sex? If so, this is another big sign that he's playing you. Okay, so now we're getting into the more serious ones. Make sure that you keep watching because these are the ones you can't afford to miss. Number 5, he only makes plans that are convenient for him. In other words, he doesn't go out of his way to see you. A guy who likes you and wants you will make efforts to show you how special you are to him. And actions speak louder than words here. A man can tell you anything he wants, but if he's not willing to put in the effort to go out of his way to show you how special you are, well, then something is wrong. Now, what do I mean by going out of his way? Well, he comes to your side of town to pick you up. He makes an effort to plan a date in advance rather than call you last minute to see if you want to hang out. He remembers the details of your schedule and makes himself available during times when you are free. And he offers to do things for you when he can. So yeah, if he's into you, he will do whatever he can to make sure he sees you and spends time with you, even when it's not perfectly convenient for him. In other words, he lets you know you're a priority to him. Number 4, he's given you mixed messages. Now, in all relationships, we communicate simultaneously on at least 2 levels, what we say and what we do. And usually a person's verbal and actual behaviors convey the same message. But mixed messages are inconsistencies in communication, where a person may say one thing but act on another. So for example, he tells you he misses you and wants to see you, but then he never makes any plans. Or even worse, he makes plans and then something is always coming up and he's canceling on you and not respecting your time. Another example of mixed messages, he wants to act like you're a couple, but he doesn't want to make anything official or give you any kind of commitment. Getting mixed messages from a person you really like makes them difficult to understand and even harder to trust. Nice words are good to hear, but follow-up actions have a much bigger impact. If his actions don't match his words, it's time to reevaluate. Number 3, it's always about the hookup. He never wants to stay the night after being intimate, and he wakes you up if you accidentally fall asleep at his place. Waking up next to you might mean spending more time with you, and he definitely doesn't want that. If he's only wanting to get together to hook up with you, then he is not investing his time into getting to know you on an emotional level and on a deeper level. And that's a clear sign that he's playing you. Number 2, he tells you he doesn't want anything serious because he was burned before. Now, I understand that people are cautious with their heart, especially after being devastated or hurt. So it's certainly appropriate to learn from our experiences and to take things slowly. At the same time, when you meet that one special person who turns your world upside down, you're willing to do whatever it takes to keep that person in your life. Whatever fears you might have won't come close to the fear of losing the one you really love. So if he wants to act like a couple and have all the benefits of a relationship, yet he won't commit because he says he doesn't want to get hurt again, then move on and find the one that's afraid of losing you. And the number 1 sign that you're being played, the most important sign, your intuition tells you that something isn't right. If deep down you feel like something isn't right with this person, you're probably correct, and you're noticing it for a reason. You know that voice inside your head that tries to tell you when something's wrong? You know, it's the one that you ignore when you don't like what it's saying. That's your intuition, and it can pick up on things about how he really feels long before your brain is willing to acknowledge it. Remember when I said love is blind? Often it's blind because a person refuses to listen to what their intuition is telling them. That's self-justification and self-deception, and it manipulates your thoughts and behaviors to explain and defend and protect you from recognizing unacceptable truths. And when you blind yourself to your true motivations and feelings, you unwittingly sabotage your own efforts for happiness and satisfying relationships. So you quiet that voice and make excuses for his bad behavior. So if that's what you're dealing with, ask yourself these questions. Are you always the one reaching out, making plans, making an effort, and showing up? What would happen if you stopped doing these things? If you stopped initiating, what would happen to the relationship? Would it be over? If your inner voice is telling you that something is not right, or telling you that his head or his heart is somewhere else, listen and follow your intuition. Have a heart-to-heart conversation with him and find out what's going on. Because if you don't, it will only get worse. And if you've had trust issues before and you can't rely on your gut instinct, at the very least, use this as a starting point to look out for the 9 other signs that I've just mentioned. Now, if you found this video helpful and informative, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're interested in building great relationships and growing happy together, Make sure you've subscribed and hit that bell notification so you aren't missing any of our weekly videos. I'll see you in the next video.